Former U.S. President Donald Trump has made a historic return to the White House by securing more than the required 270 electoral votes to win the election.
도널드 트럼프 전 미국 대통령이 이번 대선에서 당선에 필요한 270명 이상의 선거인단을 확보하면서 역사적인 백악관 복귀에 성공했습니다. All right, so the results are out. Tell us about it.
Well, Trump won a lot of the big states that he won. Texas and Florida really helped him a lot because there are a lot of electoral votes in those states. And then also key battleground states. So North Carolina was a big one. And then he actually flipped. They say flipped, meaning the Democrats carried these states previously. Now they're back to Republican. Those would be Georgia, Wisconsin, and Pennsylvania.
Of course.
Kamala Harris took New York and California, which is never a surprise. And Trump, we mentioned in the headline, a historic return to the White House. He becomes only the second president to win two non-consecutive terms.
Non-consecutive는 연속적이지 않은 그런 이제 대통령직을 얘기하죠. So in America, of course, each term is 4 years, and you can become the president back to back. But in this case, it was Trump, and then it was Biden, and now it's back to Trump.
And that hasn't happened since the 1880s.
Really? Wow.
Grover Cleveland, which is one of the best names, I think, for any president.
Yeah.
He was elected in 1884, then he lost the 88 election, and then he was returned to the White House in 1892.
Exactly. Well, the overall results that I'm seeing right now in terms of the electoral votes is 294 for the Republican Party, for Donald Trump, and 223 for Kamala Harris.
Right, that might even be termed a landslide, actually.
Yeah.
I'm not really too surprised, to be honest with you, after her performance over the last 4 years and sort of the sentiment in the United States right now.
Well, earlier on in the week, we looked at the voting system in America, which can be quite confusing, and they have something called the Electoral College, of course, which is a group of people, but basically, they're a symbolic group of people that represent each state. And if you have more than half of each of the states voting for a particular candidate, then that whole state becomes either a blue state or a red state, and the number of electors they have in each state, they add up, and if you have more than 270, you win.
And the key thing to remember is that the Electoral College number represents the population. So the bigger states have more.
Yeah. It's not a direct reflection because it's the number of congressmen, people representing the House, and senators as well.
Senate's only two. Every state gets two senators. So
two senators.
It would just be the House of Representatives.
The House of Representatives. Thank you very much for correcting me there. But overall, it is basically a reflection. I mean, bigger states like California have more than 50 electors is the word, I think.
Yeah, or electoral college votes.
Electoral college votes. And then states like, is it Wyoming? Some of the smaller ones, they have only 3.
Right.
So it's very different. But nonetheless, 294 to Trump. And so he has won the election. Let's have a look at our main expressions here. To secure a vote.
In this case, so it's saying he secured enough votes means he got them. A lot of times when we talk about securing something, for example, a job is a big one, or perhaps securing financing if you're buying something, securing a loan. It means to get something, but a lot of the times when we use secure, it means it wasn't easy. So if you secured financing, maybe you had to go to several banks, or you had to prove you had to give them a lot of paperwork, for example, so it wasn't that easy. Or if you secure a job, there's probably some competition.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
It wasn't necessarily easy. You didn't just walk into the job.
Exactly. So it's a verb in this case.
Yes.
동사 secure는요. 확보하다라는 뜻이 있습니다. 우리가 보통 무언가가 secure하다 이렇게 형용사로 썼을 때는 굉장히 안전하다라는 뜻이 있잖아요. 그래서 그 안전지대 안에 들어간 상황, 그렇게 뭔가를 표를 확보했든지 아니면은 이 직업을 내가 얻었어요. 그래서 이제는 확실히 내가 이 일을 하게 될 것이다 라고 할 때 I secured this job. I secured enough votes. 이런 식으로 표현을 할 수 있는데 Trump secured enough votes to become the president-elect. And if something is required, what does that mean?
That means it is mandatory. You need it. You can't get something without it.
그렇죠. 자, be required라는 것은 무엇이 요구된다, 필수다라는 뜻이 되겠습니다. Required, you said mandatory there. Compulsory, maybe
Sure.
same thing as well. 반드시 해야 되는 것. 여기서는 반드시 270 이상의 선거인단 수가 필요하죠. 미국에서는 대통령이 되려면은. 그래서 그걸 넘어섰습니다. Well, let me read the headline again. Former US President Donald Trump has made a historic return to the White House by securing more than the required 270 electoral votes to win the election. Let's move on to the second headline.